Bethany Scott here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing yet another unboxing. I have some goodies from Simon Says Stamp. They have a Diecember release that I just couldn't resist. They actually had a bonus day for VIPs to get access early, and let's just say I got access early. This is a stamp and die coordinating set. It's called Just Saying, and I think it was so cute. I kind of say that a lot, so figured I would use that for some personal cards. I, of course, could not pass up this beautiful Flourish snowflake die. And it's interesting because the release they showed, people were using it, designers were using it on felt, fabric, vellum, all different types of things. And it was like, wow, that's a really cool die. And then there's the Flourish bird. And this is the same thing. It's meant to be used on any kind of material, really, that you can think it up. Go for it. Dive in and see what happens. And then the Flourish bear. I have a thing for polar bears since I was very young. The Coca-Cola polar bears. Yeah, they always just got me every year. In commercials and everything. So, yeah. And then, of course, the little freebie that came. I don't know. I think they intend to release this eventually, but this is the Bundle Snowman, S-N-O man. Yeah, I guess there's no W, but it's a cute die set, and I believe they're going to release it for sale, but at the time that it was listed as the freebie, it was not released yet. So, yeah, I feel like I need to make something quick. I don't know what. I don't know what. Well, okay, I might just use this polar bear. Let's start there and work my way through. I feel like I need to make a polar bear. I am kind of also feeling like I need to make a snowy scene. I'm not going to use the die, but oh, how cute. And what is this? So this must be, oh, for the black for the eyes and nose. Okay. Okay. Or brown or black, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab some paper, and I will be right back. All right, so I've grabbed two cut down pieces of cardstock. I have them at the A2 size card base, and I'm just going to take one of them and die cut out my polar bear here. And I have a brown, same shape. I'm going to die cut out the nose and the eye and be right back. All right, look at how cute that came out. The flourishes, it is really, really beautiful. So I feel like we need to add a little bit extra to it and be a fancy, fancy person. So I am grabbing some Stellar inks. I have the Iced Out, Clear Skies, and Pompous. I think we're going to, I think I want to make this polar bear a little purplish, so that would be Pompous. So I'm going to grab some brushes, and I am going to go ahead and just start blending, ink blending, making this polar bear kind of a little bit different. I'll tap off on the side a little bit. And I'm just going to make the polar bear kind of purple, kind of white. And I don't intend to make the entire polar bear colored. I just want to give it some depth by highlighting the beauty of the flourish. And also just letting it breathe a little bit. And the top part, he'll be really nice and white. It actually is similar to an AI generated polar bear that I made, where the polar bear itself was very neonish. I edited it, of course, to fit my purpose, but it's still pretty cool. I just wanted to show you up very close how beautiful that looks. It's not going to read as well far away on my screen, but that is so stunning and beautiful. So now I'm going to work on the background. So first, because I want that to dry for a second before I start gluing everything together, I'm going to start with the iced out. It's the lighter color, and I can tell my children have been in this. But I am just going to do swooshes. I'm basically trying to create some kind of night sky. Fun. I don't know. Northern lights, something or other. Swirls. There's no real rhyme or reason to my pushing of the ink across the page. It's kind of swirling, windy nights. We're just going with the flow. Whatever's thrown down is thrown down. There we go. Now we're getting a little more demonstrative ink. All right, and then using the clear skies, I'll create that heavier blue. And this will basically be the basis of our snow mound. And then I'm going to blend back in a little bit. Oh, somehow I got some lines. Whoops. We'll just blend an edge there. Don't know how we got lines. Interesting. But anyways, swirling and swishing a little bit, bringing that darker blue into the iced out, so the clear skies into the iced out a little bit more. There must be ink on the bottom of this. Whoops, did not realize that. Anyways, we're just creating some texture. And then, speaking of texture, we're gonna be wild and crazy. I have here the Beluga Solar Paste, and I've used this recently, which is the Distress Snowflakes, which is glitter and mica flakes. And I am going to use this as my medium. Ooh, I need a mixy that. It's been sitting too long. All right, and because I don't have a stencil or anything for it to go on, I'm gonna just create a mound and hope for the best. This is freestyling paste. This is me hoping I place it in the right place the first time around, that I don't hate this look. So I will have a mess to clean up, admittedly, but this is just basically going to be my base. Haha. I just made a joke without trying. Sorry guys, not sorry. All right, and then because that needs to be rounded out. All right. Think. That is that. Clean that up. And then before we get too far in letting it dry, I have myself a coffee filter to catch the flakes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw some flakes right on top. Oh my. All right. And I'm gonna knock off the edge. And clean up my space and be right back. All right, now that everything is mostly drying and mostly cleaned up, I have my A2 size card base. It's 110 pound white Nita cardstock. And I am going to just go ahead and glue down, even though my solar paste is still drying a little bit. I feel like it's dried enough that I can go ahead and glue without disrupting the gluing process, or the drying process, sorry. But also it will provide a little more stabilization for the solar paste as it dries, so it's not warping or wrinkling any of the cardstock that it is on. And then just lining it up to the edge. And I will place it under the acrylic block, knowing I'll probably get the acrylic block dirty because I just got myself some solar paste. In the meantime, though, I have chosen May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. This month, apparently, this is my sentiment go-to, which is the Tim Holtz Ideology sticker book for Christmas. Or it's called Christmas Noel, apologies. Yeah, I'm probably going to go through half of this by the time I'm done making all of the cards, Christmassy cards I intend to make this year, simply because they just work, they fit, and yeah, I'm going to just actually lay it down because it's a hair off the edges. And before I try to add my polar bear, I might as well trim those. I have my giant scissors on my desk, so that's what I'm going to use. Sorry, I'm focusing so much on my cutting. The sticker does lift a little, which is interesting, but I also have a lot of ink there, so that could also be part of why. All right, and then let me let that sit there for a little bit longer. I'm going to glue my bear. Let's add his nose, her nose, her nose. I don't know. You can decide. Is it his or her? All right. And as I place it down, hopefully it doesn't dry in the wrong spots. Just making sure that all of the flourishes, nothing's lifting in the wrong places. So there's the polar bear's nose. Oh, so cute. And the eye. And then, because the polar bear is chilling on the mound of snow. There we go. So I will keep that under the acrylic block for a little while, but let me show you what this amazing card looks like in like close-up form. It is stunning. That is something that's like, it's a little mixed media, but also simple. And that mica powder kind of gives the sky a little bit of sparkle to it, and it's just very beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry under the acrylic block and show you the final results once it is dry, of course. But I wanted to say thank you all for hanging out with me today. This was probably one of my shortest cards, my shortest mixed media cards, I should say. That also include dies, but it is celebrating Diecember, which Simon Says Stamp, I I forget how many, it's double digits, how many years they've been doing it. I think I want to say 13. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's so exciting because if you watched me for a little while, I don't use a lot of dies. I have a box of dies. I love the dies that I do use, but I don't use all of them. And I think in the new year, one of the challenges I'm going to give myself is to actually go through the box of dies and make something with each set. I don't have to use every die, but at least make one thing with each set. I feel like that is a really cool challenge. Maybe I'll start off January in my new year and challenging myself. I know January and February is usually when I make my bows, but since I made a second huge batch this past year at the end of the year, along with my beginning of the year batch, yeah, I don't have as many to make this year, or at least in the new year, unless I find some really cheap materials, but whatever. We're not going to go there. Or I sell out at the boutique in our local boutique. We also do have one more show left for this year. Plus, I'm shipping out a lot of special custom orders. I get to check off another custom order off my list today. Yay. Okay. I have to be excited for myself for the little things. But anyways, I thank you all for joining me today. I hope you found inspiration in this little Diecember celebration. And yeah, I hope it spread some joy and brought some inspiration to you. And if you want to drop a comment down below, let me know what your favorite thing about my unboxing. I mean, I know it was a smaller unboxing, but it was, I don't know. I'm really excited, especially for that snowflake and the little birdie. Those are going to be really fun to play with. So anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to find the joy in your day and happy making. Bye.